contains only about 1/2% of the stars that our galaxy does. So it's a much smaller galaxy, apparently. And this ultra diffuse galaxy is so sparse that the galaxies behind it are readily visible. Interesting. So you can see galaxies behind it. And this is unusual because regular galaxies are usually so dense that they appear to be opaque from Earth. And also, unlike other galaxies, the calculated mass actually matches the mass of the stars that are visible, meaning there's little to no invisible matter there. So what you see is what you get, apparently, in this galaxy. And according to the study author Pieter van Dokkum of Yale University, finding a galaxy without dark matter is unexpected because this invisible mysterious substance is the most dominant aspect of any galaxy, or so it was believed. For decades we thought galaxies start their lives as blobs of dark matter. After that, everything else happens. Gas falls into the dark matter halos, the gas turns into stars, they slowly build up, then end up with galaxies like the Milky Way. And this new galaxy discovery challenges the standard idea of how scientists have thought that galaxies form. This finding could offer indirect evidence toward the validity of dark matter theory. The alternative idea behind why the universe seems to have more mass than we see. This would be expected to be uniform throughout the universe, and this new galaxy acts like there's a hole in the cosmos, but is still home to a sparse neighborhood of stars. So again, changeability. What we think we know may not be so, particularly in the world of science. All right, so that covers that one. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about spring cleaning your diet. And this is some healthy spring eating that you can begin to work into your daily routine. As you're also cleaning out your closets and giving your house good dusting and all of the other good spring cleaning stuff that you start doing around this time of year. You can do this and apply it to your diet. So number one on this list of things that comes from drweil.com is to limit your saturated fats. So saturated fats are those fats that you find in margarine and also foods that have palm or coconut oil. So your chips and your snacks and all of those kinds of things have saturated fats in them. Most products now are going to great lengths to eliminate all saturated fats. So instead of using that margarine, for instance, you can add extra virgin olive oil. And there are some butters out there now, some butters that come from canola oil and olive oil, and combine those, and they are healthier than your typical margarines. So if you want that sort of texture and taste of butter, but you don't want to actually have like the saturated fats that are involved, you can use one of those. They're readily available in grocery stores. I find them all the time. Number two now, eat whole grains instead of refined grains. Well, that's something I think most of us are trying to do anyway. There's a higher fiber content in whole grains, and you can find whole grain products by choosing options with the highest grams of fiber. So if you look at the product labels and you look at the how many grams of fiber it has, it'll be telling you how much whole grain content it has. So once again, look at those labels. It's really important. It was one of the skills that my mom taught me early on, that well through the years as a shopper and just someone who eats, is looking at actually what's going into your body and making choices about that. It always surprises me how many people don't take the time to do that. They just don't think about it. All right, number 3 then is load up on fresh fruits and vegetables. So red and yellow peppers are good for you. Dark leafy greens, ripe tomatoes. I like to keep a salad on hand all the time. And make it part of one meal every day. Veggies like broccoli are really good. So if you don't have these things in your diet, this is a good time to start thinking about how you might work them in. All right. So, coming to the portion of our show that involves guided meditation. So, since the beginning of the year, I've added this segment to the show, which gives you a guided meditation in different areas and aspects that you might want to use to help you achieve a more mindful state. And since we're talking about the unknown and uncertainty, uncertainty often creates anxiety. And anxiety often creates stress, because when you don't know what's happening or you're not sure what's going to go on, it creates a level of anxiety. And I've certainly been going through this. Many others have been too. So I'm going to do this meditation, which you can find on mindful.org. And it's called, it's a body scan and also a mindful self-inquiry, investigating into the nature of one's own mind and being, into the different sensations and emotions and thoughts that you're experiencing that may be contributing to stress and anxiety. And sometimes you get so busy doing things that you feel you have little or no time for self-reflection. So this can be very helpful. So I will post this. I'm going to read it to you now so that you can listen to it. And you can, since this is a podcast, you can call this back at any time that you would like to use it. And hopefully it will bring you some peace of mind. I will also post this on my Facebook page, which is H. Wilkinson Media. So if you just type in H. Wilkinson Media, when you go to Facebook, it'll bring you to my metaphysical media page, and it will be posted there. As we begin this practice, let's take a moment to welcome and congratulate ourselves in being here, that we're actually taking this time to be present, to go inside into our own lives. So let's take a few minutes to feel that we are in the mind and body with a mindful check-in. Feeling any sensations, any holdings, any tightness in the body, as well as feeling into your mood, feeling into our emotions, and just acknowledging what's being felt and letting it be. Just feeling how we are with awareness and acknowledging whatever there is to be felt. Now, very gently, we'll withdraw the awareness from the mindful check-in and bring our attention to our breathing. Be mindful of the breath in the abdomen. Expanding on inhalation, falling on exhalation. Breathe in and breathe out with awareness. This kind of breathing can really help calm you down when you're feeling anxious or fearful. So be mindful of that breath coming in and going out. If we find in the silences that our mind has wandered off, compassionately, gently making note of the wandering and coming back to the breath and the breathing in and out with awareness, slowing our lives down, taking it one inhalation and one exhalation at a time. Now we withdraw the awareness from breathing and shift our focus to our body scan. Feeling into this body, into the world of sensations and thoughts and emotions, acknowledging whatever is being experienced. As mindful practitioners, we are like internal meteorologists reporting the weather objectively on the inside. So whatever it is that we're feeling in the body, in the mind, let's just acknowledge whatever is being felt. Let it be. Focus on the soles of your feet, the heels, the bottom of the feet, the toes, the top of the feet. Then gently going up to the ankle joints and acknowledging whatever it is that you're feeling. As we go up into the lower legs and knees, and then upper legs, hamstrings, feeling the connection of the hip joints, feeling sensations into the thighs and hips, letting the awareness come into the hips, into the pelvic area, the center of the body, the buttocks, the genital region, great systems within of elimination and reproduction, the center of this body with awareness within the hips and the pelvic area. Whatever arises in the body or even in the mind and emotions, acknowledge it, let it be. As we go through our body scan, we notice from time to time perhaps tension, tightness, achiness, and if we can allow any of these areas to soften, by all means let that happen. It's also important to know that if we are unable to do this, our practice informs us to let be. Let whatever sensations ripple and resonate wherever they need to go. The same applies to our thoughts and emotions, letting them be. Sensations from the shoulders to the fingertips, letting be.